Hello, everyone, and welcome to OurVentura TV. I'm Sandra Siepak. On today's show, we're welcoming Estelle Bussa. She is the Economic Development Manager for the City of Ventura. Thank you so much for joining us on the program today, Estelle.
Thank you for having me, Sandra. So happy to be here today.
Great. Well, I'd like you to give us a little bit more information about what you and your team do at the Economic Development Department and what you cover for most people here in the City of Ventura.
Yes, great question. So economic development at a macro level is the creation of revenues from which community benefits are realized. So our safety, our public safety, our police officers, our firefighters, and our public streets, those monies that pay for those things are generated by economic development in our community. My role as Economic Development Manager and my team, the Economic Development Division, made up of Carrie Glenn and myself, are responsible for facilitating all of our business interactions with our private sector to the organization. We help businesses open up shop, grow their business here, and help retain our business sector in Ventura.
Very good. Well, it's good to know a little bit more about what you cover for the city so that those who are not aware, now they do know. That's good to hear. As we move out of the pandemic crisis, which has been very challenging for everybody, and now we're into the recovery mode, what are some of the primary issues facing Ventura's business community?
Certainly. So as restrictions begin to lift, businesses face yet another pandemic transition. Depending on the type of business or the size of business is affecting how these businesses are navigating this particular transition. Some are just repopulating office space for the very first time, and they are navigating employee safety and comfortability after being out of the office space for over a year. So adaptive workforce changes ranging from flexible remote work schedules, as well as employee mask mandates temporarily or into the foreseeable future are all part of this transition. For our service industries, which we have a lot of in our community, and retail and restaurants particularly, hiring back is a challenge right now. Many of our businesses are unable to hire back the staffing that they need to meet the increased demands that are coming with the restrictions on capacities being lifted.
Right.
In Ventura, tourism matters. We know that in the city, over $6 million in tax generated monies directly from tourism help fund our critical services to the city. We know that over $280 million annually are generated in tourism spend and help for our businesses here in the city. And that was severely impacted by COVID. And so we really want to help get our confidence back in our tourism sector for not only our community to feel safe with visitors here, but our visitors to feel safe as well. So we are working to establish that with our Visitors Bureau. Additionally, our hoteliers are faced with a lot of the same challenges that our restaurants and our retail sector is faced in terms of hiring back. I recently spoke to some of our hoteliers that are turning away business in the fall because they know they won't have the staffing up to the levels and the quality service that they would need to have at that time. So it's a real problem we're facing right now.
So now as we continue to recover from COVID-19, what types of financial resources are going to be available for those local businesses that are definitely going to need it now?
Yeah, so throughout the pandemic, there has been so much information out there with the type of financial services available. I first would just like to encourage anybody that has questions on pandemic financial assistance or business assistance in general to visit our friends at the Economic Development Collaborative. That's at the edcollaborative.com. They are funded in part by some city funds, and they provide business assistance and business development in our community. But just to name some of the grants and funding opportunities that are still available currently, the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant, which is administered by the SBA and is offering grants for our live venue operators, performing arts organizations, motion picture theater operators, and other cultural institutions that are eligible for that. The California Rebuilding Fund is a loan program to support California small businesses, especially those located in economically disadvantaged areas. The EIDL loan, which has been from the onset, is a very low interest federal loan available for businesses seeking capital to help with pandemic recovery. And additionally, the folks at the Economic Development Collaborative also have their own localized loan fund, a specific EDC disaster bridge loan fund. It's a low interest rate of 4%, 4.2%. For up to $50,000. So those are some options that are still available to people. And I highly, again, encourage anybody to check out the
all the financial information and how people can get right now, especially getting back into the business is really important. So that's very good to hear. One of the few good things, I must say, to come out of the pandemic was the outdoor dining on Main Street and moving closer, in, and of course the closures and moving, to make that happen with the outdoor dining. What will some of the expansion be for the city to continue to do that? Will that be something that we'll see more of?
Yes, we're really hopeful to continue on with the great work that has been one of the shining results from the pandemic. So as a council priority established from our current council in January was the exploration of a permanent outdoor dining program for the entire city of Ventura. Okay. So how businesses across the city can create outdoor dining experiences at their businesses. We also are specifically looking at downtown separately as well to see if we can and how we could close down permanently or flexibly permanent closure of Main Street and some side streets to allow for the continuation of the experience that we have created for the Main Street Moves program.
That's good to hear. Are there any specific initiatives the economic development team is working on to help businesses recover during COVID? As we now, move into the recovery phase and get businesses back up and running and be successful again, because I think, that's something that we all want to see.
Absolutely. Well, in addition to the work and effort that we're doing for the outdoor dining program to create that's being led out of the Economic Development Division at the moment, we are also working with our partners at the Chamber of Commerce and the Ventura Visitors Bureau on establishing a localized job fair for our business or service industry businesses here locally, and how we can help fill that demand that is so needed for those jobs so that we can get the businesses in and we're not turning away any business here in Ventura.
What other ideas is the city focusing on that will impact business and also economic development? What are some of the things that you're coming up with now?
Probably the single largest undertaking the city has going on right now is our general plan. Our general plan update is an update to a document that is a 25-year plan for the city in terms of charting out the different land uses and how they are used in the city, and where you can do certain things, where you can have housing, where you can have industrial. So the general plan is a very, very important document and element for economic development in the city, because it allows businesses to be able to operate effectively and efficiently. Additionally, we need housing in Ventura. Our business sector, as we learn, needs housing of all types. We need affordable to executive housing to meet the needs in our community. Our general plan also establishes the density and where we can have housing and where we can have more dense housing so that we can meet those needs. So I would say the general plan right now, and anything anybody can do to stay informed and engaged with that. As per the general plans, you can have an economic development. It is not required, but we are taking on that element because we understand and know how critical economic development is to our community and how those land uses will facilitate that. So please get involved and pay attention, and please join us tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. and you can find more information there at planventura.com.
And also, it's really important that we could share the website to give people a little bit more information that they can go to and take a look at themselves. If you could please give us that as well.
Absolutely. So you can find your economic development division for the City of Ventura found at the City of Ventura .com, and you can find us, the Economic Development Division, and you can learn about us, the initiatives we're working on, how to get a hold of us, and how we can help you get your business started and grow here in Ventura, and or how you can learn about what we're doing.
Very good. And let's hope everybody is back in business, up and running and successful very, very soon. We want everybody to get back to somewhat normal here in Ventura.
You said it, Sandra. That is the hope. So please go out and support our local businesses and get that going.
Very good. Well, thank you so much, Estelle Bussa from the City of Ventura. I am very pleased to have you share some of this information for the Economic Development Department. And again, thank you for being on the show today.
My pleasure. Anytime. Thank you.
Thank all of you for joining us today on our Ventura Today. We look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, everyone.